Hey everyone, David at C.Scale, excited to share our new retrofit modeler. So when you're creating your next project, you can select reuse and retrofit. You can set that in San Francisco. Say it is a hotel, 4 stories tall, 150,000 square feet. And when you're creating the project, the key here is to include the auto-generated retrofit scenarios. So let's create that project. And now that we've created the project, we see 3 scenarios that are automatically created. The baseline is set as a typical replacement new building. So if you come over to the right-hand panel, you'll see that there is 0% reuse. We have a 10% reduction from our benchmark UI. And we have 150,000 square feet of demolished area. If we look at the do nothing scenario, we can collapse these. You can see the changes from the baseline highlighted with these green icons. We can see that now we have 100% reuse. We have a 0% change from the benchmark UI, so slightly higher than the typical replacement building. And if we come down here to the job site emissions, we'll see that since we're doing nothing, we're keeping the existing building, so 0 square feet are being demolished. And lastly, if we look at the deep renovation and energy retrofit, we can collapse these, and then we can see a spectrum of reuse, 90% reuse of the structure, 80% reuse of the opaque enclosure, and so forth. If we dig into the energy use, we can see that in this scenario, we've converted the building to be all electric, and we have a 30% reduction from the benchmark UI. And lastly, if we go into the job site emissions, we'll see that 0 square feet are being demolished because, again, we are keeping that existing building in place. If we come to this view and we start to compare the scenarios, we see something pretty interesting. We see that do nothing, while it started out with the least emissions in year 1, ended up being our second worst performing scenario. The typical replacement building, it involved a lot of embodied carbon in year 1. It jumped up and it ended in the highest emission scenario. And actually the deep energy retrofit scenario, which involved some embodied carbon but a lower slope for operational emissions, ends up being our best performing scenario. So we hope this helps as you model out your retrofits. Thank you.